Welcome everybody to Saves Together, a podcast about playing games together. Whether that means co-op or passing the controller back and forth or just playing the same game at the same time, it doesn't matter how, it only matters that it's together because...
When you save together, you stay together.
Hey, this is episode 13.
Yes.
Yes, got it. And the topic for today is Unravel 2.
Wow. Not Unravel 1. We like just doing sequels, not the first ones.
Yeah.
Because last episode was Disney Infinity 3.0. Although I don't really know if that counts.
Do we have a sequel? We should take a little graph of that. But enough about that, because I have something to say.
Take a graph.
Yeah, you know what I mean. We should make a graph out of how many games we have.
Once we have more episodes.
We've only done that were sequels, which I think is all of them.
No.
Thinking right now, I'm trying to think. And
Scribblenauts Unlimited.
Which is a sequel. Secret
Diablo
Legends.
3.
Secret Legends is a remake
the
of
MMOs.
Okay.
Guild Wars 2.
Yep.
Borderlands 2.
Disney Infinity 3.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Diablo 3.
That's bad.
Super Mario Odyssey, but that's still kind of like those 3D.
Well,
regardless, I had something serious to say. I'm Craig McGowan. That's Grace Novak. This is our podcast, but I want to take a moment to sit you all down and teach you about brushing.
No.
Brushing is a scam, an online retailer scam where somebody...
They do it in China.
I think they probably do it everywhere.
Well, it seems from the articles it's done primarily in China.
If you ever receive a package that's just two uninflated, one-shaped balloons,
or junk,
or just garbage in general, don't worry. It's just a retailer paying to increase their sales numbers legit, in quotesly. Like, you know, it is a real sale because someone did buy it, but... So, we just got a package in the mail.
Excuse me. Wow, he loves to take my stories, but essentially
this is all
about me.
Okay,
this is all about me. I got a package in the mail from Wish, which, by the way, I have never used before, I'm happy to say, because let me tell you, that site's full of a whole lot of crap, and most of the time when you're buying things, it's not what you actually order. Not the point. So
we don't even have to buy anything to get what we didn't order.
Yeah, exactly.
That's proof that Wish is not great.
I got this package, and I opened it, and I was like, okay, what is this, a gift? It was just like pink, shiny paper, and then I unfold them.
What's that material called? Vellum?
I don't know. And they are giant #1 balloons, deflated. We have no way to inflate this.
I know. Does anybody have helium? Send us helium to 6102 P.O. Box 422.
Originally, we were worried because we're like, oh my god, someone stole my credit card and my identity and my phone number. And I looked into it and, you know, none of this, at least it didn't hit any of my cards. And then we looked it up and it happened to like some other people with not just Wish, but Alibaba and some other Chinese specific like manufacturers and sites. So yeah, this is called brushing.
Right, but I just feel like it's not like a Chinese thing that happens to those Chinese retailers, but I bet this will happen all over the place.
Right, I'm just saying that's where it's predominantly being done.
But the idea is a retailer pays a person to steal people's identities and make fake accounts with them. So fake, you know, our address, but a fake account, and we, you know, not us, obviously, and just buy 1,000 things and send them to real addresses.
And then under my name, like, make reviews. And usually it's not for these #1 balloons. It will probably be for a different product.
But,
it's like
but there was a real sale
like
with
junk.
a paper trail. Like there's a tracking number.
Right.
It came to us, right? So it's kind of a brilliant.
I don't know. It's
kind
weird.
of a brilliant scam.
I was worried at first, but
Anyways,
it's not something to be worried about. Turns out.
Yeah. If you ever get a package that you didn't ask for that has your exact name on it, maybe open it. Maybe it'll be.
Check your statement.
Check your statements, but maybe open it. Maybe get some free balloons out of it.
Or hair ties.
Anyways, Grace Novak, what have you been playing?
I've been playing Octopath Traveler for the Nintendo Switch.
How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good. I like it so far. I mean, I love JRPGs, and I like that there's something very different about this one in that you have 8 party members, but you kind of collect them as you go, and you can start as any of them, and they all have their own story. And I was thinking, you know, it kind of makes sense that all these random people with, you know, their own separate goals would just sort of band together for the safety of traveling through, you know, a dangerous JRPG-like land. So I like it. I mean, it's kind of weird, essentially starting over and over and over and over and over.
Really? You have to do that?
Well, it feels a little bit like that, but it's really just kind of like, oh, do you want to see their story? You say yes, and then you kind of get the little cutscene, and then you go through a dungeon and you fight a boss. And that's the essential format for all of these characters. And I can see where some people would be like, oh my god, like, can we just like get on with the game? But I don't know. I'm kind of enjoying it because I like meeting these new characters. But I can absolutely see how it can be tedious because that's essentially what it is. This beginning of the game is going from town to town, finding someone new. they're like, hey, here's my story. You want to help me out? Let's all travel together. Then you know, on and on.
How do you feel about the look of it? Because in my experience, it's 50-50, people who like it and people who don't. Now, that's only 4 people, so it's 2 that do and 2 that don't. But
real good statistics here.
yeah, this is very, very accurate statistics.
I really like it. I think it's different. It's like a pixel look, but with like a tilt shift sort of action going on and some blurriness, a lot of light effects. I don't know. I'm into it. I can tell what's going on the screen, and that's important.
3D like lighting rendering and
2D
water
pixels.
on 2D pixels. That's been weirdly like tilt shifted. So there's
like it.
So there's like depth of field. It doesn't look good to me.
Well, I think it's really fun to look at. So I guess it's polarizing in that way.
And honestly, it's more important that you like to look at it because you're the one playing it.
Very true, Craig. So what are you playing?
Not much at the moment. I literally went down to check the mail, and then the balloon thing happened because I was getting my copy of Gravity Rush 2. Which I'm excited about. So as soon as we're done recording here, I'm going to go start playing that.
And you been playing anything else or not really, right?
I haven't.
You're in a slump.
Not a slump. It's the drought. It's the summer drought. It's a real thing. People like to say it's not, but it is.
Because I always have a game to play.
The drought in the sense that I'm going back now to old stuff. Gravity Rush 2 kills... Oh my god, I always do that. Horizon Zero Dawn.
You say Killzone instead of Horizon Zero Dawn?
Yeah, I don't know why.
That's strange mix-up.
Because it's the same developer. And so the Z, I guess... Killzone, Horizon. I don't know.
I guess so.
I'm a quirky fella.
Indeed, he is.
But yeah, so I haven't really been playing much. A lot of Pokemon Go.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Really into Pokemon Go now.
You are very much. We have to walk near all the Pokestops.
Stay tuned for the Saves Together Pokemon Go cast live in the field.
No, none of that.
Oh, that's right, because I have to play alone.
I can't download it. My stupid cheap phone has no memory. I'm sorry, it's not cheap, but it has no memory. It has 8 gigs of memory.
Far from cheap. Yeah, that's crazy. Mine, thankfully, is expandable. Anyway, let's get into it. Unravel 2.
Yeah.
Developed by Coldwood Interactive and published by Electronic Arts, the enemy of gamers across the world.
The evil gaming company.
Unravel 2 was released on June 9th, so I think that means it is our most current, played to episode game.
Yeah.
Only second might be Kirby Star Allies.
Oh yeah, true.
But I think that took us longer to beat. So
yeah,
I really do think this is the fastest turnaround we've ever had, and I'm proud of us. It came out on Windows, PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One.
On the day of E3 when they announced it.
Oh yeah, right. They announced
it
and
they
were like,
and they're like, it's out now because you have to have one of those every E3.
The genre is like a platformer. You're kind of like your standard puzzly,
left to right platformer.
Left to right platformer. What type of co-op would you say it is?
The co-op in this was definitely like built. I'm just saying it's couch.
Couch co-op.
Is there online?
I don't think you can even do online.
Yeah, it's definitely built for the game. Like the whole point and story is kind of built around the co-op experience. So more like in the vein of A Way Out.
Shared loot. There is no loot or XP in this game.
Nope, no. Only one kind of collectible, and that's the like little white shiny balls of light that you like do a harder jump to get in,
Actually, yeah, maybe those do get you something, but I don't know what it could be.
Oh, yeah, like picture pieces, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's
but
picture pieces?
I don't know if when you unlock all the picture pieces, you get anything.
Yeah.
There are like collectibles in that you can unlock new Yarny bodies and colors, which is really funny because we got excited about this when you found you could you have to customize your Yarny.
You have to beat a challenge level, and you unlock a new head and color.
And we thought it was funny because, Yarny's friends, and it's like barely different. Like
almost every
options all look almost the same.
Every head is basically 2 horns.
There is one 3-horn.
Oh.
Special.
Like why? There should have been one that's like way goes way back behind you, I want to say Phoenix Wright, but that's wrong.
Oh, like Sonic?
Some sort of, but
Sonic
like even farther. Like, you know what I mean? Like a big ponytail type of thing, but not a ponytail.
I mean, we were talking about this game in relation to Little Big Planet 3, because we also played that and we did an episode on that. And we thought, it's similar in the 2D platformer, and the physics are really good. Like, we like the physics more in this game than we do in Little Big Planet, but we wish there was that more customization, like hats. Why can't Yarny have a cape? Oh my god, imagine Yarny with a cape.
Yarny with a cape would be awesome, yeah.
But I like his original design. I think that's a big part of the game too.
Yeah,
so
definitely. I'm not shitting on his design, but I am a little bit. Separate mode or full?
Full mode.
Progression, things unlock, we already said, the
Right.
characters. Drop in, drop out, yes.
You can you press start and you go, I'm done, and that's it.
And then you're back to one player. And so, actually, that's interesting about the game is there's some puzzles that require two people. You can play this game fully single player, but you just have to, you move one guy into position, hit triangle, now you're moving the next guy.
Right.
Because you're attached by string. You're two yarnies that are physically attached by a piece of yarn.
It's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor for something.
For saving together?
Together? Oh! Yeah! This is the Saves Together Yarny cast. Saves Together cast, where we find games that are all about being together.
Yeah, that's right.
Difficulty of the co-op, or let's just say in general.
Sometimes it was hard, sometimes it was fine. Most of the time it was fine to easy. There were some levels that were harder. Not because of I would imagine playing this game co-op is absolutely easier than going back and forth between two characters.
I would disagree, because
You have more control.
if I die, we both die.
Oh, that's okay. See, that's
So-
the annoying thing. And we were talking about this with Little Big Planet. Little Big Planet is nice because you can die, but keep going without your friend.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll eventually respawn when you get to those checkpoints. But in this game, when Craig or me dies, the level is over. Game over.
Yep. I mean, it's not level over, right? You just go back to a checkpoint.
Right.
But-
yeah. I mean,
but
luckily the checkpoints are
progress-
very close.
Your progress stops. So if there's a hard jump incentive, there's a button in this game. If you're playing two-player, I mentioned triangle and single player, but if you're playing in multiplayer like this, in co-op, and you hit triangle, one of you jumps onto the other one's back, and you become like a double-colored yarny.
Right. And you're basically playing one
And then one
character.
person has control.
Yeah.
So this game, if you ask me, is legitimately designed with incentive to stop playing co-op. Because if there's a hard jumping portion,
Yeah, we would just have one of us jump on each other's backs.
I would be like, just jump on my back. I'm going to, or really it'd be more like I'm kind of annoyed by this, so I'm just going to hit triangle and she's going to do the jumping.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she gets past that, I'll hit triangle and jump off.
You know, I do want to say, though, I don't think we did it that often.
But we did it often enough for me to think that's a weird design choice.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, I understand
I
this.
think the argument could be that it's a game for
The metaphor.
anyone.
Oh.
Anyone can play.
I was
Or
gonna
the
say
metaphor.
the metaphor that when we're connected, so it would make sense by the design of the
hey,
characters.
I need your help
That
type
right,
thing.
or if one dies, then the other dies too because they're connected by a string, and it's like they're sharing a life.
Sure, but I'd like to play my games.
I'm not disagreeing that it's annoying. I'm just saying
I think it's a good
from an
mechanic.
artistic point of view, it makes sense.
I think it's a good mechanic that, granted, we could have just not used, but
What mechanic?
being able to jump into your back, I
Oh,
think it's a
right.
good mechanic in the sense that if you weren't very good at games, we could still play this game together.
That's
It could be
true.
like, I'm bad at controlling. Can you help me? Yes. But in this, it was like, if we both screw this up, we both are unhappy because we have to start over.
Right.
Or like,
and it would always
sorry.
be one or the other. We
Right,
would go
right.
through the challenge and mine would die. And next time we would try again and Craig would die. Like it was pretty equal.
But in the interest of fairness, none of this took us more than like 4 or 5 tries.
right.
It was never a really hard point. It just was an interesting thing that I noticed of like, when I would set the controller down, it'd be like, oh, no, you just do it.
Right.
I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, I don't think that's the best way to accomplish that. I think Little Big Planet's a little bit better about letting someone die and then come back without too much punishment a little bit later.
Yeah. I wonder if they looked at Little Big Planet when making this game at all. I feel like you have to when you're making a game that has a character like that,
Maybe.
and it's a very similar game except for the building part. I don't know. I feel like maybe everybody that's in game design has looked at Little Big Planet
Yeah,
because it's
probably.
competitiveness of the co-op or friendly fire. Let's wrap that in there. Is there any way to hurt each other? Yes.
No. What?
It's not competitive in like the sense that there's a high score.
You're talking about like holding the rope.
Yeah, at any moment you can hit L2. You can change it so you both have to be hitting L2, so that's a cool accessibility type thing. At any moment I can hit L2 and basically stop letting her get string from me.
Yeah, he the Yarny will hold onto the string, and this mechanic is used to swing from the other Yarny. So one Yarny will stand on top, the other Yarny, and it's cool in this context, will drop down and swing by holding the rope. But yeah, that means if I jump, he can just hold it, and then all of a sudden we're both stopped.
It's cool in the mechanic. It's what'd you say? It's
In the way you use it.
in this context or in all. It's a really cool thing that you can do, but you can use it to kind of grief each other.
Yeah, but
so
we didn't do it too much.
no, because that's just being an asshole. So it's really not part of the game. It's
And-
not going to happen.
And I
to
like
you.
that you can turn it off just to prevent the assholes, the inevitable assholes who will just do it constantly, you know?
Right, but it sure was funny once in a while when like you're like, I'm gonna make it. Oh, Was there any strategy or tactics involved in us playing? Did we discuss?
Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, there were some levels where you had to do, like the chicken. What comes to mind immediately? Or I'm sorry, what did you call it more than once?
A
when you were
guinea
playing?
fowl. I don't know what it
The
is.
guinea fowl. I don't know what
It
that
doesn't
is.
look like a chicken. It looks like a guinea fowl.
Yeah, it looks like a hellbird. Anyway, there was a level with the hellbird following you around. That's what's in the trailer too. So you may remember from the trailer the bird. And you have to like basically distract the bird and then get around him. And we can talk about that later because that goes into some things I don't like about the game. But that
Yeah.
that had strategy.
Let's wrap up the factors here and let's get into our experience.
That sounds good.
The first thing I want to ask before we get too serious, Sackboy versus
Before we
Yarny.
get too serious.
Sackboy versus Yarny. Who would win?
In terms of cuteness. Fighting. Definitely. Okay, Sackboy. I mean, I think Yarny loses most fights between any other character because Yarny is a character of peace, essentially. Sackboy
But-
has a gun, right?
I mean, he can get a splatnator and stuff.
Sackboy is.
But Yarny has string that he can fully use to his advantage. So
I just
think
don't even think
would.
Yarny would fight.
I think Yarny would grappling hook himself up to the ceiling, come down the other side so he's got like a ladder he can use, or like hang above, and when he sees the opportunity, drop down behind him and just strangle Sackboy.
I don't think Yarny would have the balls to do.
I think you're right. Actually, I don't think Yarny. I think Yarny's a peacekeeper.
He is. He's always
Anyways,
saving his friends.
before we talk about the experience, I want to point out I took a lot of negative notes when I was just running through my notes. Most of them are negative, but I had a decently positive experience with the game. So
I mean,
that's
this goes back to what we talked about last episode. We call this Craig's state of mind syndrome. And essentially, when one thing negative happens, you can start to spiral. And then for the rest of the time you play in the game, you think you're not having a good time.
No, that's not what I was going to... Maybe that's it, but no.
Oh, no?
Just all the things that were noteworthy to me were the negatives, and all the positives were just positive. Like, it was fun.
Yeah,
like,
it was an overall fun experience for me.
Overall, I had fine time playing it. Fine. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, holy shit. Whereas, I can't think of another time where I took this... I didn't take a lot of notes, but where most of the notes were like things that were things I don't like, but I actually don't not like the game.
I think this is worth playing. If that says anything. I mean,
Yeah.
I think this is I like that it's quick and simple and easy to get.
Yeah, it's
and
only
it's fun to play with somebody else.
It's only 7 levels,
Yeah, it's not long.
and you don't have to do the challenge levels to get the extra characters.
Right. But I think those are actually fun.
Yeah, those actually are my favorite part of the game.
Yeah.
The two things I really, really love in this game is the swinging mechanic between each other
Yeah, me too.
and the challenge levels, which involve... Generally, those were best played with one person. But a couple of them were like...
A couple of them were
How do we do
co-op
this?
based.
Yeah.
But to me, they were a little bit disjointed. Like, some would be really fun and make sense, and we would eventually get it. And some would be like, I think there was just one
There
in
was one-
particular that was like, what the hell is the solution?
What was that called? I wish I
I don't
remember the
remember,
name.
but it was really dumb.
It's the one, if you've played it, it's the one where you have to loop yourself around a hay bale.
Yeah.
And then use a machine to lift the hay bale. And you have to, basically, it's a puzzle to use the way your string is looped around stuff.
Which is a lot of the puzzles, but usually those make sense.
But this one, there's something off about it where you like tie yourself, loop yourself, tie yourself, and then magically you're not.
Yeah, we
It
even
was-
watched a video and we did it and we're still like, we don't get it.
That's the one challenge level. We did a lot of them. That's the one challenge level that I was like, I do not understand this.
Yeah.
And it's because it doesn't make sense.
We did not play Unravel 1, so we don't have a lot of context for what has changed.
True.
Because Unravel 1 is not co-op. I've heard that this game is much faster.
I think if that's true, and I believe it, they did a very good job on that front then, because I think it controls very well. It's,
Yeah, me
it's
too.
a slightly floatiness, but not the floatiness of Little Big Planet that people complain about. And the swinging, man,
It's really fun. There's a lot of levels where you're just swinging from one little, they have these swing points to another, and you swing
Yeah.
all the way around them, and there's like physics and how you jump, and that is really enjoyable. You compare it to Spider-Man multiple times. You're like, I hope Spider-Man is like this.
Yeah, just like the way the swinging, I
Feels
guarantee it will be.
Yeah.
The swinging feels fun, and
Right.
Little Big Planet had swinging. It had the
Really?
grabby gloves with the swingy ropes,
Yeah,
and
but
that
it
was
wasn't
just
like
as
that.
fun,
Oh,
I would
really?
say. But this game is more built around just that.
Yeah.
And I love the idea that you can be my anchor point. So it's a
Yeah.
movable, swinging anchor point rather than the ones the game
I
tells
thought that
you
was
to
definitely
use.
like the most creative thing that they did with that.
The guinea fowl chicken asshole is the worst level in the whole game.
Agreed. I think most of the levels in this game were simple and you can get through them almost without any trouble. But the one that we came, and it wasn't challenging in the way of like it should be challenging. It was challenging that it didn't make sense. The way the guinea fowl was like, I don't know, programmed. It seemed like we didn't understand how to make it work.
You're supposed to like distract it and then go around and stuff like that. And also its speed seemed very like, what speed can this damn thing run? Can it run 1,000 miles an hour or 2?
We don't know the scale of Yarny. So we seem like we're going fast. I mean, Yarny is very small.
I also think Yarny scales up and down like cartoons sometimes. Like it's like, wait a minute.
I don't know, maybe.
Because there's sometimes where it's like, wait, we're the size of that, and then sometimes where it seems like we're much bigger than that.
Yeah, it's a little weird. That doesn't bother me.
On that same note, I think the aesthetic is not great of this whole game. The serious tone of the story and the real life kind of photorealistic
I don't know. I didn't mind it.
Levels. But I had a problem with the 3D-ness. Sometimes there would be a wall you were supposed to wall jump off of, but it was like this weird bent pipe.
Yeah, it was hard to tell what you were supposed to interact with sometimes.
Yeah, like am I supposed to jump over that, under it, off of it, ignore it?
You know what did help, and I think they probably did this to solve that issue, was the whole time you're following a little spark, and the spark almost every single time is giving you the path, and then you'd have to do the path.
But I did, why, yeah, but
which helps, because they probably thought, oh, how will they know what in this environment, other games like Mirror's Edge is a good example, used color, which I think was really...
No, turn that shit off. Use your imagination.
I'm sorry. Oh, you can play it without that? But I thought that was so
Runner Vision.
It was cool.
But what's cool about Runner Vision is it's not the optimal path. It's not the fastest route. It's just one that works.
At least it's right. And I think that's important in a game like that and a game like this to give you because it's a quick platformer.
It's essentially Tinkerbell that you're following.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
And there's also evil Tinkerbells that to me look like floating spikes.
I didn't see them as evil Tinkerbells. I literally just saw them as like embers in the wind.
But to me, I saw it as like a spike, almost like a...
Yeah,
I don't know why I saw it as spikes.
You kept calling it a spike. It was definitely fire.
Yeah, it's definitely just like an ember thing, but it looks like I don't know, I was getting spike vibes out of it.
You didn't finish talking about the guinea fowl.
Fuck the guinea fowl. It's not worth it.
It was hard.
It wasn't fun, and it wraps up. So I moved into the aesthetic part because that level is called...
all the level names were really funny.
They
didn't make any sense.
No. The game is trying to tell a story. We'll get into the ghost people after I say this part.
Is the game trying to tell a story? Because I don't get the story.
What I mean is the game's trying to be...
a metaphor. That's what I think it's trying to be.
Sure, but it's trying to be like...
Artsy
and like... What's the word? Deep. And the fucking... The third level is called Don't Conform. And you know what you do in the level called Don't Conform? You run from a chicken. What do you mean? I'm not.
And every level you run from left to right, especially the level Don't Conform.
Don't call it Don't Conform. Like it just
what
comes
were some
across
of the other
as
ones?
really.
I thought I wrote them down, but I don't have them anymore. They were just all like
that one.
Follow your dreams. Like nothing to do with.
But anything. I really think that then 7 was like rapids.
Yeah.
So like, guys, what are you trying to do here? So that's why I wanted to talk about the chicken. I didn't enjoy that chicken level at all.
Yeah.
And it's also then has a stupid name that really hammers home my point of like this is a really weird. What's the word? You just said it and I forgot.
Deep.
Like deep.
Fake deep.
Yeah, it's like they were trying too hard, but I'm not trying to be.
It didn't ever bring across a message to me besides the fact that the Yarnies were connected by a string. I just feel like more could have been done to like. I think they were trying to with this with what was happening in the background, but. And we'll talk about this. I could not understand what the hell was happening.
And I don't mean to be sounding mean. I think this may have meaning for the creators. Especially probably the first game.
And maybe some players too. I certainly didn't understand.
Went right over my head.
Well, it was just, I think a big problem is all the figures in the background that are doing actions are smoky, ghost-like figures, almost like they don't really exist.
So while you're playing the game, you're in the front plane, and you're running from left to right there. And then in the background, in most scenes, a story is being told about something, and we'll get into the something.
I think 2 people at least.
Yeah, but... It's being told by ghostly smoke figures coming out of doors and running from cops or something. And what? Like,
I don't know. I mean, one thing we did catch eventually was that the two of the characters, which seemed to be, I think, consistent throughout, they changed their color of shirt with whatever Yarny color we were. And I was like, oh, that's supposed to be us.
That probably adds the confusion.
That's the metaphor.
I changed my color quite a bit.
But that added to our confusion because we didn't notice that till later because I was like, I started to think, those were different characters every level because we would change our colors pretty often depending on the color of the level.
Just because we were feeling.
Sometimes I'm feeling red, sometimes I'm feeling blue.
Sometimes I'm feeling green, sometimes I'm feeling light green.
That's right.
The best part of the game, like I said, is the movement, the way Yarny moves around the level. And
worth playing for that, honestly.
Swinging each other. So it ended up growing on me because it was fun at the end.
Right.
Actually, level 7, the final level.
That's the best one.
Ooh, should I?
It's barely.
It's not that. It's barely a spoiler. You get a double jump.
Only on the last level.
Only for that level.
But it's fun. Like you're just swinging the whole time, basically, over the rapids.
You're swinging. You're catching swing points. You're double jumping. You're catching a new swing point. You're double jumping. I think there's even trophies that are like, don't touch between this section and this section.
Oh, really?
But let's talk about this story here. The first game
had a story, and it's written down online.
Go read it because it's wild.
It's not wild. It's just very dark, much more darker than I thought it would be.
It's like a grandma and her husband, and he has a heart attack, and Yarny's everybody's sad, and I didn't think that this game about this cute little yarn guy was going to be a sad, heartfelt story.
I mean, from the developer, I remember the developer talking about this game at E3, the first one, and I kind of got those vibes in that he seemed very... I don't know. It seemed like he wanted something big for Yarny. Does that make sense?
Or I think that it's a very personal experience thing for him.
I would love to hear what the developers of this game talk about this game.
Yeah.
And as far as the artistic vision.
But I think when you make a game co-op, this doesn't excuse the story or something, but when you make a game co-op, you're asking for it to be picked apart as funny or not funny, but how many times have we played a game and been serious the whole time with each other? It's harder to take a story serious when you get to fuck around with your friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think the end of Way Out, we were pretty serious. And
which is an interesting thing that doesn't happen a lot. But I can't think of another game that's
Yeah, most of the time, because of it being a game.
It being a game and you're with your friends.
Right, that's true.
You're going to make jokes, you're going to laugh, and
I haven't thought about that because it's interesting thinking about a game that's designed to be a serious experience for two players. Because I've had absolutely serious experiences. What comes to mind is A Tale of Two Brothers.
Yeah.
As a one-player game.
And then his next game had very serious
stuff.
And
then A Way Out.
And we're fucking around splashing each other with water and playing banjos.
Yeah.
So the moment you make a game co-op, I really think...
But I would want to see something that tries even harder than Unravel.
Yes. You're asking for trouble, or you're setting yourself up for a very big challenge, which is try to tell this serious thing while two people are holding L2 and fucking each other over so the guinea fowl eats them.
And eating Doritos.
Yeah.
Well, we weren't.
Well, don't talk about a snack.
I wasn't eating Doritos.
We don't eat Doritos.
I hate Doritos.
I love Doritos. Whatever.
I'm too good for Doritos.
Anyway, the first story has in the background, I think, it's told the same way, right?
What?
I'm under the impression that in the first game, the story is told the same way.
I have no idea.
Anyway, very serious and dark. So this story, we don't understand. And we tried to look it up, but it's not on Wikipedia.
I was so excited Is it on Reddit?
It might be by now, but when we checked 1 week ago, it was not anywhere to be found. So what we did, and I want you guys to also tell us what you think the story is.
Yeah, if you played this game, please write in or DM us on Twitter at SavesTogether.
Yeah.
Or tweet at us and just give us some idea of what the story of Unravel 2 is. What do you think the story is?
And I'm not saying this, none of this is, if this has a very personal message attached to it, I'm not making fun of that part.
I can't tell, man.
I just can't tell. So
I have no idea.
Immediately after beating the game, we wrote down what we think the story was. And then we were going to go compare that to what the real story is, but we weren't able to find that.
I just want to say also, I think what doesn't help is that the story is interspersed throughout the level. And it's the characters come in every 10 minutes. And I think it's hard to pay attention because it's not one consistent thing. So I kind of forget in between because we're playing what has happened.
Yeah.
That doesn't help.
Right.
But yeah, I think the ghostly figures...
The ghostly figures are doing stuff in the background while you're supposed to be jumping. Well, not always.
Most of the time we
Usually
stop.
It's a walking or you're slowly walking down an incline or something. But regardless, I'm looking at my character.
Right. Not in the background.
I'm sort of forgetting even to look back there.
Right.
But did you write yours down? I wrote yours down.
You wrote mine down.
Okay, I'm going to read Grace's interpretation of the Unravel 2.
I want to read it. It's mine.
Okay.
Okay, I was very confused. I basically thought at the beginning, because maybe this is just where my brain goes, I thought it was a boy and a girl who were in love and their father doesn't want them to be together. So they hid in a forest and they're so stupid that they started a forest fire, which is a level in this game. So I assume that these kids like started the fire. They were hiding in the forest and they like, I don't know, made a camp, and then it just spread and they started a forest fire. And then they went overboard by trying to stop the fire by going to the dam and letting the dam loose and then flooding the forest. And then they kick a cop into the river at the very end and escape on a raft, and the guinea fowl becomes their pet, and they live happily ever after escaping the tyrannical father. That's what I think happened. I think that the boy and the girl are, code for, or a metaphor for Yarnies trying to also escape the oppression of the sparks, the embers, and the guinea fowl.
I think you got that backwards, and the Yarnies are the metaphor, not the people.
That's what I mean.
Pretty sure the Yarnies are fake.
No, but are you sure of that? Because the dudes being all ghostly figures in the background make me think this is an apocalyptic world where
That's
only
true.
Yarnies exist, and maybe people have died out and they're reliving these memories of these figures that no longer exist in this world anymore.
That's true, actually, because there's some weird thing at the end that I wrote about
Yeah.
that happens that, like, sort of tells you, like, wait, what? So
Right.
maybe, hold on. Okay, now let me read mine. Hold
Okay,
on.
now you do yours.
And then let's combine those, because you know what? You
And
might be onto
then-
something.
I'm always onto something. I'm pretty sure I'm writing all the way down. You gotta stop coughing as a way to clear your throat into the mic.
That's the, like, I'm about to read theater.
Oh, it's like a theater thing?
Yeah.
I wasn't in drama, so you would know more than me.
Neither was I.
Really?
2 children, one adopted, one not, were going to be abused by their father, so they ran into the woods. The father called the cops on them, and they chased them through the forest to an old sawmill, where the children set it on fire. Realizing they were about to burn down the entire woods, they decided to run to the dam.
See,
The
we're
runaways-
close. This is close.
Yep. The runaways flooded the woods and put out the forest fire. But they accidentally flooded everything else, too. So the cop that was chasing them for some reason floated away on a pallet. Then the kids felt happy, and their souls, the Yarnies, began to dance around and be happy. And that gave the children the inner strength to fight off the mob that chased them to the town square, so the evil was defeated.
Wait,
and
why
the
is there a
Yarnies,
mob?
The Yarnies turned on a lighthouse, which turned it from night to day because the world is all happy again.
That makes sense.
So there's a thing at the end where the kids are chased to like a town square.
Uh-huh. I don't remember this, by the way.
Yeah, because it's weird.
After the rapids?
After you beat the game, the kids are chased to like a town square, and then everybody's just friends. They corner them, they surround them.
Spirit of Yarny, save the day.
But I don't understand. I just want to know
I
what.
don't know. I think we're actually pretty close.
Yeah.
I think you're right that it's a brother and a sister, not two lovers, because I'm pretty
Right.
sure
They
that's
seemed-
their father. I lost the beginning of the plot a little bit.
Because I also didn't know I was supposed to be looking for the plot. Like,
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
I think we didn't realize the first game had a serious story until we started noticing, like, why are they running from like a.
No, because before we played the game, we looked it up.
Did we? Okay.
Yeah.
I remember being taken aback. I remember
Yeah.
being taken aback that the first game was like kind of serious.
Right.
So then I'm, again, none of
I
us
don't
shitting on this story is like
Yeah,
actually.
we were
if
just curious. I mean, I think we're pretty close, but
Yeah.
it's very hard
the
to
real
tell.
story is in your heart.
That's right. It's the experience you had with your friend playing this game. That's the real story.
Yeah, and you know what else is inside of you?
What?
Snacks. What did you eat? What do you think
I
is a
was
good snack
thinking
for
about-
this game?
Okay, what's the popcorn brand I've been eating that I've been loving lately? Is it Boom Chicka Pop Pop or something?
Feel like I was gonna say we shouldn't call out brands, but then I was like, we do that.
Why
all the time.
not?
Yeah.
Okay, there's like a brand of popcorn. It's like one of those like, organic ass brands. It's not organic though. I don't think so. I think it's called Boom Chicka Pop.
It presents itself
It's a
as
big
healthy
pink-
by looking
Yeah,
at the
it's not.
label.
It's a big pink bag of like sweet popcorn, and it's so good, and I love it, and you should eat it. I don't think it's good gaming food though, because it does make my fingers
I was
sticky.
just gonna say, usually popcorns with flavors give you a little residue,
But it is an addiction for me.
but I
what about
didn't
you?
eat any of that because I don't like popcorn.
That's right.
For me, Yarny snacks. It's got to be kind of childlike but serious.
Twizzlers.
But serious. Twizzlers kind of like a string thing. Do you remember string thing?
No.
It was like
What about those rainbow strings? The sour rainbow tape.
bubble yum
No, that's not a
string
snack.
bubble thing string. What's the rolled up gum
talking
called? Hubba bubba
Hubba Bubba
tape bubble tape.
bubble tape.
Any food that's string-esque. So Twizzlers, Red Vines.
Oh, fruit by the foot.
Yes, but string thing because it's string. String
don't know
Thing
what String Thing
was
is.
a fruit snack like Gushers, Fruit by the Foot, Fruit Roll-Ups, except it was string all designed in a pattern on a piece of like cardboard,
Wow.
and you would peel it off.
What?
And it was
I've never
awesome.
had this. They have like string ropes too at candy stores that you
Yeah.
can get.
Just get like a long string of saltwater taffy and just
Oh my God.
string related food. Maybe tea
That's
because
a lot of them.
like tea has the string on it to get the
Do
bag
you
out.
mean drinks? You just said string related food and then
I
said
was
tea.
saying
Oh.
I was parenthesizing,
Okay. Okay.
capping off the food part and moving on to the drink
Craig
part,
has troubles with English sometimes.
as you can tell, as evident by this
Tea's
entire
good.
tea because it has a string on the thing to get the bag out.
Well, nowadays, what kind of tea do we drink? What's that brand? It's like the brand everyone at the grocery store.
it's Celeste, but stop. No more.
I love.
We're not getting paid by these people.
I don't care. I'm shouting out them brands, man. Celeste doesn't use strings anymore, so it can't count.
I guess like you just drink out of a straw. It's kind of like a string
All
that's
right,
hard.
that's enough snacks. They have plenty of recommendations now.
Anyways, what do you rate the game?
Oh, every time I want to rate games a 3. Every single day we do this. You know what? No, I'm gonna give it.
Don't say 4. It's
I'm
a
gonna
3.
give it.
This game's a 3.
All right, I'm gonna
This
give it a
game-
3.9.
Ooh,
I had a good time, and
a-
I thought it was a short, sweet adventure.
I give it a 3.333 repeating.
You've said that before. You've absolutely said that before.
That's fine.
We should like go in and get all our scores from the past
Right,
games.
so we need to do a graph of what? If we've played the sequels?
a graph of the sequels.
We need to do a graph of I thought there was 2 graphs we talked about
we
already.
only talked about one.
Okay, if we've done sequels and what our average review scores work out to be, which is
Yeah,
about 3
3.
probably. The average
It's
of
always
5.
3.
But no, it's I said it already, but the game is fun. The rest of it just what?
Right. I get you. Is it time for the news?
July 15th, Sonic Mania is getting a co-op DLC thing.
Wait. Oh my god, I want to get
Because
Sonic
like the
Mania.
original Sonic games totally were co-op.
Kind of. Like Tails would be like, because as soon as you would lose Tails, he would just be gone. I remember trying to do this with my brother.
Really?
Yeah, and then I'll be like, wait, because Tails can't catch up. You can barely control Tails. Is what I'm saying.
Really?
You
Not gonna
can
lie.
control Tails, but if Sonic goes faster than Tails, which most of the time happens, you lose that character.
I'm gonna guess they tweaked it.
I would hope
They
so.
probably tweaked it. I don't know
And
though.
maybe also very true, very possibly, I might be totally wrong and just an idiot kid. So please don't take that with a grain of salt, because I might have been doing something wrong.
It's gonna be $5 if you already own Sonic Mania,
Mhm.
or you can get a all-in-one physical copy for $29.99.
I want that. We should get it.
Maybe. I'm not for
You're not a
for
Sonic
being
fan?
a Sega kid.
Well, I just want Sonic Mania. I've wanted it for a while, and this seems like a good time. And maybe you could just try it, and maybe you'll like it.
Yeah, for being a Sega person, big time. I think about Sega every day. I don't like Sonic that
He
much.
dreams about the Dreamcast.
Yeah. I like Sonic Adventure. Make a Sonic Adventure Mania. Sonic
What?
Mania Venture.
Yeah, there you
Sonic
go.
Adventurania.
You do this a lot.
It's fun to make up words. Have you ever played Warframe?
No.
Me neither, but there's a new co-op activity coming to Warframe.
Is it volleyball?
Nope.
Oh.
Well, honestly, it might be.
I know nothing about Warframe.
So don't ask me for details about it because
I
I'm
won't.
reading the article from Co-Optimus and I don't know what part the co-op is because I don't play the game. There's a lot of words in this article that I don't know what they mean.
Oh, man.
If you play Warframe, maybe be excited.
Look into it.
And finally, we've only got 3 today, but this one's big.
It's because of the drought.
It's because the drought, guys. See? Drought Watch
This
2019.
is a serious drought.
Human Fall Flat is getting online co-op.
Oh.
That's it. That's not that exciting. 'Cause
I didn't know it didn't already have online co-op.
Meh.
We haven't done our episode on that yet, have we?
we haven't. So
we played
I
this.
just wanted to talk about Human Fall
That's
Flat.
an upcoming episode
I like
from
that
us. Yeah. We have lots to say, do we? Well, we have something to say because we played the game and we beat it. Shockingly, we beat that game.
So what's interesting about it? I don't know how many players the game could play currently, But they're adding 8-person online co-op.
Whoa, that would be really crazy.
I don't know if it's going from 2 to 8 or just 8 to 8 and now it's just online or 4 to 8 or whatever. Yeah. But that's cool. I don't think we'll ever experience that, but 8 people playing that sounds like the right kind of chaos.
Right, yeah. I mean, we'll talk about that game in a future episode. Yeah, so
it could be our next episode.
Don't miss out. It could be our next. I don't know.
I guess think it's going to be Human Fall Flat.
Yeah, I think it will be too, because we played it a while ago.
Sort of.
Not too long, but like long enough that we should make the episode.
Yeah, let's you want to go make the Human Fall Flat episode?
Let's do it.
All right, take us out of here.
All right. Don't forget, follow us on Twitter at Saves Together. We basically are most active as far as all our social medias on there. We tweet about new episodes, tweet pictures, tweet videos, all that nonsense.
Anything that we do will be tweeted there, so you don't have to worry about like, well, I don't subscribe on YouTube, which could be nice.
Right.
But you don't have to worry about that because it'll get tweeted. So that's like our hub.
That is indeed our hub. We also on Instagram, same username at Saves Together. We're on Tumblr now. If you have a Tumblr, if anyone out there still uses that cursed site. We're at Saves Together, same URL, savetogether.tumblr.com. We're also on YouTube. We don't have a URL yet because we don't have enough subscribers, and we're kind of slow in uploading videos because obviously the podcast is our main point of content here. But eventually we will have more YouTube videos, so you can find that link on our Twitter page. And lastly, you can, I don't remember what I was going to say. I was really on a roll there for a while.
Yeah, that was really good. I was impressed.
Thank you. I'm glad you were impressed.
Let's go.
Oh, I was going to say, we did our first stream ever. It was on Twitch. We're at Twitch Saves Together. Same thing. And you can subscribe to us if you want. But we've only ever streamed once. And we actually did upload that to YouTube. It was a Mario Tennis Aces doubles little play session between me and Craig, so you can go check that out on our YouTube page, but we hope to stream more in the future.
Yeah, there's plans for some more streams. There's a game coming out soon that I have an idea for a stream. We're not going to be streamers, so don't like...
Yeah, don't get too
excited, I don't really...
But you never know. So we're just open it up to all kinds of things we're doing, go check it out. And that's the show. Keep it sleazy. Keep it sexy. Bye.